Thank you so
So
much. Again,
thank you
thank you
very much.
so much.
Thank you for your invitation to me. And yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. And thank you to all your classroom to be part of this. So I'm here.
Andre, can you tell us more about trading solutions? We want to get to know more about your operations, what you do, and your role in your company.
Yeah, thank you. The company name is Trading Solutions. What we do is what is known as a 4PL. A 4PL company means a company that works in the freight business as an international freight broker, as a custom broker, and as a ground transportation broker, right? Also, it's important to say that there is a part of the business of warehousing, and that's the 4PL. So we do for the customers international freight, custom brokerage, ground transportation, and warehouse services. This means when you have a company that's gonna import or export, they gotta hire us to do that services. So what we are doing in Trading Solutions is not only do logistics, as you know, this is an old business, it's not a new business, but what we're trying to do is uh, to merge the company into a tech company, because we have understood that uh, the world of today requires not only systems to do things better, but it requires optimization. So this means engineering applied to the logistic industry, because logistic industry is very expensive. So it's not a business that is a lot of it's not a huge profit, right? Like you're not gonna have like a net profit of 20% of the revenue. It's not common here in this business. So the logistic business is very tight. The margin is very tight. So if you want to improve, you gotta put technology in the middle in order to to cut the costs, because probably to handle a import or export process, you gotta have a lot of people doing that. But if you have engineering applied to the logistics business to optimize process and systematizing everything, you're gonna probably get better results, and it's probably that it's likely to happen that you have better net profit from your revenue. So that's trading solutions.
So you think AI, for example, and digital no, customs developer and blockchain, like these tools, really play a major role in your business, like maybe modernizing customs for these tools to your business is a big deal for you.
Yeah. In fact, not only for me, for all the industry. I mean, if the whole industry can get into this kind of developments, it's gonna be a game changer. There is a huge problem in that, is that logistics industry is not ready for that, because technology business is another business. So let's gonna say, for example, um, companies like, blue chips, Disney. If Disney requires a technology, they're gonna pay. They are a profitable business. And Apple and Microsoft, Google, in fact, they are technology companies, and they have the cash flow to do that. But logistics is not like that. Like, we have not a huge amount of money to pay developers, expensive developers, to develop systems to the logistics industry. So it's important. It's something very, very popular today, but I think not everybody is gonna shift. But it's very, very, very good if a company can have AI and that kind of systems to integrate the supply chain management and systematize not only the custom process, but also the freight process, the tracking process, and like to having a control tower or a dashboard. Like, you can probably in the dashboard um, check all your status of all the cargo that you move. This sounds very easy. Like, if you have 10 loads in a month, you probably don't require this. But if you are a multinational company that have I don't know, 200 loads, it's gonna be difficult to manage this from the email.
Are there any tools or platforms that have truly changed the game for you? Just to know, you don't have to spill the tea about your company, so don't worry. But we just want to know more about maybe good tools, like in general, uh,
GPT,
like everyone, right?
that's the main tool. That's the main tool that you probably that is a game changer in the logistics business. But no, honestly, the most game changer tool that I have acquired probably is Monday.com acquired and ChatGPT, because the other kind of developments are own developments. I mean, we develop our own tools because this business is everybody don't do this business at the same way. For example, in the market, it's very common that you find divided companies. I mean, you have a company that only do international transportation. They are called freight forwarders, right? You also have another company that do custom brokerage. They only do that. I mean, they receive your cargo into the United States, and they are gonna pay taxes, and they are gonna get the release. That's all. And you're gonna have ground transportation companies. They only do ground transportation, and they have probably their own tools. And you're gonna have companies like only warehousing. So how you integrate everything in one tool? I think there is no any product that can you give everything as a tailored way. Probably you're gonna get. So what is gonna happen? If I get that products, they are gonna send me some programmers, and they are gonna charge me per hour to develop things as I want in a tailored way. So that's expensive for us. That's why we changed the business into a technology business to have our own developers, and
Okay.
our own developers are gonna develop everything. So the main tool we're developing. All of course, ChatGPT, as I tell you, is the most game changer um, tool for everything in the world.
Yeah, yeah, right. Well, I want to know more about your perspective as a CEO. Um, what do you think about how critical is the role of customs in the success of international trade today?
Yeah, the customs is only a part of the business. I mean, in the supply chain management, you as I told you, you have several steps. Of course, the customs are one of those steps, and of course, the impact is very impressive if you don't do the things according what customers need. For
Okay.
example, if you're not a good custom broker, you're gonna get you're not gonna release the containers on time. Let me give you an example, right?
Yeah.
Because I know these kind of concepts could be confusing for people. We currently send a lot of cargo from South America to United States, fruits. I mean, mangoes, um,
Apple,
ñame, what we call apples, everything. We
cassava.
send everything to a lot of things. Malanga, that there is a lot of people in Miami eating malanga, tied to lemon. That kind of products need to arrive very fast, not only to the United States. They need to arrive to Walmart. That is not the same, right? The main goal is to get the product from the tree and send to Walmart. So if the product arrives in an up in an up in a ugly product, anybody's gonna buy. Probably in South America, we are accustomed to eat. Probably you see a mango, and the mango is not beautiful, but you don't care about that. You are gonna eat the mango. The United
Exactly.
States market is not. You gotta get the mango beautiful, like shining, a shining mango. So
Like
it costs,
artificial.
like transgenic,
Almost, almost.
like a beautiful mango, so or a beautiful avocado. So if a custom broker takes more time in the custom process, the product is not gonna arrive well to Walmart, for example. So probably the custom broker says today is Friday, 2 p.m. Let's gonna do that on Monday. No, it's not good. You're gonna need to have the release from the port on Friday to put the product on the store on Friday. So a custom brokerage is an art that requires to be good. You know what we are living today about the tariff that are imposing, the government are imposing. The main job of a custom broker is not give panic to customers, it give solutions to the customers, right? So if
Yeah.
we know that this is gonna have a tariff of 50%, our main job is not crying with the customer, is giving solutions to them to how to put the products into the United States with a fair rates. That so it's very important what we do.
Okay, I just have a short question, and then I'm gonna head with a big one, and is have because I just talk about it, and I was very curious. So, have recent change in custom regulations, whether local or global, affect your business operation or strategy? Because you just talk about it, but I just want to know more. I know this is a really like short answer, but I really want to know.
There is always things happening around the world. We are currently in 10 countries. So your question is very have real sense because we are dealing every time with 10 regulations. So every time it's happening, no, not also in the United States. Probably the United States is the most stable government
Oh,
with
market. Okay.
the most easy market, even with the tariff. So that's our job, like dealing for everything, and always there's gonna be an impact. But for us as a logistics industry, probably it's a rebalance of the demand and the offer. So when there is a regulation, probably the industry could be affected, but our mindset is to achieve and to overcome that kind of stuff and find the ways, find different markets. So it could affect, but you gotta have the correct mindset to overcome it.
It's more like you're used to because you have been in the business for like more than 10 years or less or more. I don't know.
Yeah, for example, let me give you an example. Right now in the United States, we are facing, I say we because we are in the United States, we are facing tariff of 30%, 40%. But let me tell you, in Latin America, that's normal. For example, I am,
Oh,
yeah, that's very normal in Colombia. You're gonna pay here tariff of 40%. Always. Since I born, before I born, we are paying 40% of tariff here to the products. And we have been developing as a country. So as I have this experience, and I probably see some customers in the United States crying. I say like, "Hey, take care, bro. Don't, it's not gonna damage you. You're gonna have money to do that, and it's happening probably." So that's
okay. And this is like, uh, I want to thank you so much for this interview. I'm just gonna close with two questions about marketing, because we are doing a master in I am doing a master in marketing, and it's very important for us to really know. For example, how do you leverage marketing to turn something as technical as all that you have talked us about, customs, into a competitive advantage? Like, how do you leverage this marketing to meet even the needs of your market?
yeah. You are touching a point that is a pain for us because doing marketing for this business is not easy. As you have said, this is a technical thing. Probably, I don't know if you are gonna sell makeups on the internet or shoes or clothes, things that you can buy with one click. Marketing would be pretty much easier than finding a supplier to give your cargo of $1 million. So first of all, it's not easy. But second of all, it's very required at this moment to develop a strategy, a game changer strategy that can reach potential customers interested in buying or real buyers of the industry. They are in the internet. Probably they are not in Instagram. I don't know why.
Mhm.
I am in Instagram, but I don't know why they are not in Instagram. But probably they are in LinkedIn or in Google or I don't know where. But we gotta find them because touching the make the decision makers of multinational companies could be very difficult. I don't know if
Okay.
you're gonna touch the customer, the supply chain manager of Procter and Gamble. That guy received 100 calls per day. So if you, as a marketing department or of a team, do not have a correct strategy, you're gonna be one of those freight forwarders or custom brokers calling to get an opportunity, and they are not going to give you ever. But if you have the correct design and aesthetic design, probably we currently are not as aesthetic as I want because we are developing the team, but we hope in 1 year we really need to be the most aesthetic and technological company around the world. Probably not the biggest. I know that there is a lot of people doing this from years, but we can be the most aesthetic company in design, in how we see. You see this with banks. I don't know. Bank of America have been years, but Sophie Bank or New Bank are new competitors of the market,
Competitors. Yeah.
and they are very aesthetic, and they are very beautiful in the product, and you can compare, and they have today a market share. So we want a market share today with marketing, with design, with aesthetic things. So it's
Okay.
important.
Yeah, it's important, and I think um, the direction for this is the communications more than, for example, the aesthetics, because the aesthetics is just like the complement for everything. So if you have like a really good strategy, a strategic plan for your marketing, and you communicate in a right way, you will absolutely meet all the needs of your ideal consumer, ideal customer. That is, for example, those um, international corporative headquarter people that are in those business. So I think as a marketing leader like me, I should try to reinforce more about your DNA, your communications, your strategy, and then let all the aesthetic, all the design and everything like just go with me, right? Like go with my DNA. So yeah, that's what I was thinking when you were talking, and I think you are so right
Me,
because
you know more than me about that. You're
no,
right.
no, no. You're so right about because these new brands emerge in a world where they talk with people like it's their language. They talk to Gen Z, they talk to millennials, and even they try to talk to boomers like in their language. And sometimes these older brands, they are just used to the same customer. So this is a really like good deal for your business that could explode I think like a different sphere of what you have been doing. So I think it's a very challenge situation, but you can go ahead with that. I'm really uh, hope hopefully about this. And well, Andre, thank you so much for this interview. This was a really good time. I really like to know more about your business. Um, and I think people will be surprised about what you are doing because sometimes we only see, for example, I'm doing an apple or a cereal or something like that in the supermarket, but we don't know all the logistic that is behind what I am buying. It's just a matter of just purchasing something and really didn't know what is behind that. So I think that gave us a perspective, like a whole perspective, a framework for the business. And I really appreciate your time and this interview. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Maria, who